Eating out is keeping you broke.
Savannah, slow down.
Okay. Let me go slower. Food is a core part of our life's experiences. From crying over that breakup with a Doordash dessert to spending an exuberant amount of money at a birthday dinner that you did not plan to.
I'm only paying for what's on the check. I'm not splitting the bill, shawty.
In this video, we're gonna dive into the biggest mistakes that people are making around eating and their money and why those mistakes are eating your paycheck. So put the fork down and grab the pen.
5, 10, 20, 50, 100, pass it around.
Hey, I'm Alaina, here to help you glow up in your faith, your finances, and your life. Let's get to all the mistakes. Number 1 is emotional eating. Emotional eating is defined as a way to suppress or soothe negative emotions like boredom, sadness, anger, and fear. Do any of those emotions stick out to you? Eating fills a void, right? Because it's much easier to run to Chick-fil-A than sit in the idea that life is not turning out the way that you want it to, or having to face a really deep and dark pain, or even shame that you carry about yourself and low self-confidence. We don't want to think about that. This is a huge problem, and this drives so much of the way that we eat out and we interact with food. So I want you to do a couple of things as a fix. Number 1, I want you to get honest about where you are right now in your life and where the gaps are, because oftentimes we are eating to fill an emotional void. All of this starts with awareness. I want you to really sit and think about these 2 questions. What emotion am I avoiding or numbing? Is it anxiety? Is it grief? Is it loneliness? And number 2, what do I really need right now? Do I need a plan? Do I need to be honest and talk to a therapist? Do I need friendship? We need to get honest about what it is that we actually really need. The second thing I want you to do is to try to replace, not just remove. As a Christian who struggles with emotional eating so much, I have had to get really intentional about what I'm replacing as I'm removing all of this eating out and fast food and all these things that just don't benefit me mentally, spiritually, and physically with my body. Because I be gaining weight. I'm gonna be honest that this has been one of the hardest seasons of my life. I've lost a parent, a job opportunity didn't work out. I've gotten some really scary numbers about my own health, and it is so easy in those moments to cope with all the fear and the grief and the anger and the stress with a good cup of ice cream. But really what I need is to pull closer to my Heavenly Father. So I've tried to be intentional of replacing that food with more God time. Also replacing that food with making my own meals and being excited about the meals that I'm creating. I have been trying so many things. Like that viral beef bowl with the cottage cheese. Fire. This has helped me really to focus on what I need. What about what I need? And also having gratitude for the things I can control. That will help your wallet. Number 2, having no plan. When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You are blowing your paycheck every single month on food because you haven't taken the time to actually plan it out. That's like LeBron with no game plan, a movie with no script, just emotions and vibes. You cannot win long term this way. What I want you to do is I want you to take a look at the upcoming week or month, and I want you to get serious about how you can plan out your meals. A pro tip is using ChatGPT for this, which is great for planning things out. It will even create the exact grocery list with the budget that you have. But then you got to eat it though. If that feels overwhelming, start small. Maybe it's a commitment to 2 days a week with no eating out at all. Maybe you're only eating out on the weekends or with friends. One of my rules is that I only eat out socially. So if a friend invites me to get lunch or something like that on the weekend, I will eat out. But during the week, I am not eating out intentionally by myself. This will create the boundaries you need to tighten up. Number 3 is convenience and delivery services. Baby, we are lazy. Let's face it, after a long day, maybe an emotional one, the last thing we want to do is cook. So we Doordash, Uber Eats, and pay that crazy tip fee and taxes and the convenience fee. I did some research, and on average, Americans spend $118 a month on food delivery. And honestly, y'all probably spend a little bit more. What I want you to do is I want you to challenge yourself to not use the apps for 30 days. Matter of fact, delete that from your phone right now. I'll wait. Don't you feel better already? Number 4 is social media. Kardashian Crumble cookies, all pink restaurants, those viral mukbangs.
I am disgusted.
Choosing to dine out for the vibe or for the trend or just because you saw it on social media is killing your wallets. There is absolutely no doubt that social media has transformed the restaurant industry and the way that we interact with it. Studies show that people who spend more time on social media significantly have higher food cravings. This is especially true when they were looking at recipe videos, influencer videos, and trendy restaurants. I don't know if you know this, but by day I am a publicist, and I used to work in Vegas that was the queen of trendy restaurants, okay? My sole job was to create campaigns that would get you to spend the most money on these crazy food ideas and influencer collaborations. These things are intentional, and as long as we keep feeding into it, the more they will keep doing it. So how do we combat this? We know that when we're on social media, it's gonna create a craving to want to try out the new thing that we are seeing. So what I want you to do is I want you to start a list in your phone of all the places that you want to try, maybe the foods that you want to make, and I want you to sit on it. Maybe over the course of the year, you budget out time to try the new restaurant or to try the new recipe, that it won't be as impulsive, but you still will be able to experience and see what all the hype is about. This is something that me and my friends do, and we're always checking things off our list because we planned it, and it feels really good to know that we didn't spend a ton of money or fall into the trap of something that honestly didn't even taste good. So start a list and get off TikTok. The next mistake or tip that I want to talk about is using food as your reward or celebration. You do not need that ice cream for doing laundry. We use food as a reward for everything. And loud on the we, because I'm the pot calling the kettle black. The worst phrase that was ever created was treat yourself. Because, baby, I will find an excuse to treat myself to everything, every little win.
Massages.
Treat yourself.
Mimosas.
Treat yourself.
Fine leather goods.
Treat yourself.
So naturally, when we're trying to cut back on eating out, our brain will still want to have a you deserve this moment. And food is the fastest, most socially acceptable way to do that. But here's the catch. Using food as a reward is actually keeping you in the same cycle that you're trying to break. It feels like balance, right? But financially, it is so easy to overspend when we have this mindset. Instead of using food as a default reward, I want you to ask yourself, can I celebrate without spending? Can I build a non-food reward for my hard work or things that I'm working towards? Like maybe you buy yourself a new outfit that you planned out. Maybe you go for a really long walk in a beautiful location with a friend. Maybe you try a new hobby like candle making, or go to a matinee movie because it's cheaper. All these things actually require money, but the point that I'm trying to get at is that you're planning it out. Saving money doesn't mean to not treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
But it means to be intentional about how and why. Okay, the last one, I don't know if y'all have a problem with this, but it's peer pressure. Let's be real. Sometimes it's not even you that wants to eat out. It's your homegirls, it's your coworkers, it's the group chat, it's your church group. And then you find yourself at happy hour and you didn't even realize it. Like, you didn't want to seem cheap. You don't want to miss out, but you also didn't plan to eat out 4 times this week with friends. And those meals with friends are not cheap.
$40.
Like when you're by yourself, you can kind of be a little bit more strict, but they always pick the most expensive restaurant. This kind of spending is real sneaky because it feels social and necessary. You don't want to feel like an outcast. Like, let's face it, saying no takes a lot of confidence when everyone is hitting you up to come. But let me help you with the mindset shift. Every yes to an unplanned meal is a no to your next financial goal and money steps. That is hard because that's literally the crux of what I'm trying to teach on this channel. It is not about not engaging in the things you enjoy, but it is about being more intentional, because when you say yes to the things you don't even really want to do, you're saying no to getting financially free.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So how can you navigate this? Well, You can create in your budget an eating out budget, which is something that I have, so that when these things come out, you know that you can just pull from that. And when it's gone, you gotta say no. You can also eat out before and maybe just go for the fun and giggles and order an appetizer. Another thing you can do is suggest a low-cost alternative. A lot of times people just want to get FaceTime with you, and so how could you turn that into maybe a walk-in coffee versus having to go to brunch? And be honest, tell people, hey, I'm on a budget and I'm trying to cut back right now, so I can't do that, but I still would love to hang out with you. Maybe come over and we'll watch a movie. Like, be honest with people, and for the most part, they will get it. They will also be inspired. Okay, so we said a lot, and eating out is really hard. I want to give you some final homework to take away with and work on this week. I want you to pull up your bank statements. Yes, the credit card statements as well, all of it. I want you to calculate how much money you spent in the month. This is literally a necessity because a lot of times we don't even think that we're spending that much on eating out until we sit with the numbers. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to start noticing your triggers, whether putting it in a journal or maybe in a note in your phone. I want you to track when you are feeling the most overwhelmed and when you are craving food the most. Is it when you're bored? Is it when you're really stressed about something? Knowing this will help you to create a plan for when those emotions come. And we're not going to be perfect at this, okay? Like, every once in a while, have the ice cream, sis. Like, have it. But what we want to do is we want to start creating more habits that will help and feed into the spirit of self-control. Last thing I want you to do is I want you to write down your food spending goals for the next month. So this would be groceries and eating out. Now, I don't want you to be unrealistic. So if you were blowing your paycheck and now you're like, okay, I'm only going to spend $50, that's not realistic. But once you work your numbers and figure out how much you actually have been spending for the month, maybe your next budget can help you to cut down and watch and see if that will work. You are not powerless. You just need a plan. And maybe therapy. And that's it. I hope this video helped you so much. This is something that I am still battling, and I love the thought of walking alongside with you as you're figuring out the best money plans for you. So if you like this video, please subscribe, please share it with someone who needs it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.